What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Lonnie Reacts, and today we are back with another reaction video. Now today I was scrolling on YouTube and I came across this very interesting video. The video is titled "Living in Rural Africa," and I've always wondered what is the daily life between my brothers and sisters that live in those remote areas in Africa and the villages, etc. So with that being said, I don't have too much to say. Let's just jump into this video, bro. I'm very interested to hear what he has to say.
I've lived in Africa my whole life, and it's definitely not like what is shown on TV, where people are hunting animals in their undies. Africa is just like the rest of the world, okay? We're not stuck in the Stone Age, we have modern technology just like you guys, and we have some of the most beautiful modern cities and neighborhoods you'll ever see. Alongside that, we obviously have the more rural and traditional villages, and that's what I'm gonna talk about in this video.
Yeah.
What is it like really living in rural Africa? What are the good parts, the bad parts, and what do people get absolutely wrong about it? Number one, everyone lives in huts and ride wild animals. This is just not true.
Don't nobody,
Even in
like,
the
ain't nobody
most
doing that shit.
rural villages, nobody is living in a cold, wet, and bug-infested
Yeah, hell
Most
no.
people just live in a normal brick house, or if the area is really poor, live in something called a shack, which is a very cheap to make metal house. As for riding wild animals like giraffes and lions, I genuinely don't know where the stereotype came from. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me, because the moment you start thinking about this, it just makes zero sense. I feel like people forget how expensive taking care of a wild animal is, especially on an African budget. In general, it's not even that common to ride animals to get places. Most people just walk or use public transport like a minibus or a keke, which is this tiny three-wheeled car to get to where they want to go.
Yeah.
Number two, no water. This is technically not true because most rural areas have water, but it's definitely not coming out of the tap. For water, you're either going to your nearest water station or tap, fetching water at a well, buying water sachets on the streets, or if you're really unlucky, going to your nearest unsanitized river to collect your drinking water. I've never experienced that, but if things are that bad, you might have to seriously consider jumping the fence, bro, because you're high-key cooked. A lot of Westerners will look at this and ask, why doesn't the government do something about this? Well, that's because most African governments are corrupt and don't give a rat's behind about developing rural areas.
And it's
Because
actually
those
really
areas
sad.
don't drink.
It's really sad because so many African leaders try to be, good and just, but they end up getting assassinated. And then, a puppet ruler gets fucking in place. It's the shit has happened so long now since the fucking 1950s. It's genuinely insane.
In the money that the more established cities bring. And because of that, these areas are usually abandoned and often get worse over time. A great example of this is Mtabalala in my home country of South Africa. They have it so bad that the area has only one public borehole for 11 different villages.
What?
Repeat that. One public borehole for 11 different villages. And the thing is, this borehole can only supply water for 2 hours a day before it has to fill up again. Meaning you're most likely going several days without even a lick of water. That's honestly why a lot of Africans have just given up relying on the government. Number 3. Very strict school environment. There are no schools in rural Africa, only prisons that every child is forced to go to for 8 hours a day.
8 hours? Well, is that normal? It's actually pretty normal, actually. Yeah, we was going to school like 7, 8 hours. When you think about it, that was normal, actually.
And I bet an African teacher out there has tried it before. Discipline is taken super seriously at these schools. Like a lot of things the West sees as normal or normal experiences would just never happen in these type of schools. Things like vaping and being in a relationship are strictly not allowed. One time a girl and boy were found kissing and were punished by standing in front of the assembly and getting absolutely destroyed by the teachers. The reason they do this is because most of these areas are like very strictly religious, and I don't actually see it as a completely bad thing because compared to the city, it at least stops you from becoming a total degenerate. Number 4, no electricity. Imagine saving up for 3 years on an African salary to get a PlayStation 5 and buy the latest GTA, but not being able to play it when it releases because your electricity company spins a wheel and whichever number it lands on is the amount of hours you'll have of electricity for the month. electricity companies in Africa are some of the most incompetent and corrupt government-funded companies you'll find in the world. No one else can compete. Africa number one. The reason
So it sounds like niggas need to make global electricity for a little cheap though. Mm. Mm. Probably out there. It's probably out there. Who knows?
for
I
this
don't
is that
know.
most African countries refuse to make better electricity grids and default to using colonial era grids. Yes, you heard me. Colonial era grids in big 2025. These grids are so
2026. That shit is so, bro. The government. It's the government. Like the shit is insane to me.
bad that 20% of electricity is lost before it reaches your house, compared to the rest of the world which loses around 5%. And because they pump out so much more electricity to make up for that loss, the price of electricity goes up like crazy. All this means the already abandoned rural areas get pretty much no electricity and usually have to rely on solar panels or generators. And what didn't help at all was this next problem. Number 5, boredom. There's pretty much nothing to do in these areas. Unless
Yeah,
you
probably.
have a sibling or relatives
Yeah.
nearby, it can be immensely boring. You are
All my
literally in
life.
the middle of nowhere with a bunch of uncles and aunties. Finding something to fill up the time besides school is a genuine struggle because there's literally nothing.
Yeah,
No
school is
parks,
probably the
no
best
scenic
thing.
walks, no events, no fun place to gather, just dirt streets and one single library which is the size of a closet.
Oh
Which
my
is
God.
why if you had a friend that lived in the city, you would make it your life mission to get permission from your parents to have a holiday long sleepover. But if you didn't perform well on your report card, there's no way out of this.
Mm. So this is how many of the rural African children were getting into the city. Okay.
For the next
We're getting
couple
the
of
lore.
points,
We're
I'll
getting out
switch
of
things
lore.
up and we'll just do a quick little lightning round. The weather over here is an absolute mess. There's no seasons over here. It's either summer or a rainy period. The summer over here is so genuinely bad, it just might become my 14th reason. Like, no joke, an average of 28 to 30 degrees Celsius, accompanied by the most disgusting humidity that makes fans absolutely useless
Yeah.
because the air itself just becomes hot and thick and
Yeah.
gross. The rainy season isn't that bad, but if you have to constantly travel, it sucks because it's always just raining bullets and the streets literally become unusable. Community plays a big part of rural Africa. It's very
Yeah.
common to ask your neighbor for any ingredient you don't have, things like eggs, tomatoes, onions, and they'll actually give it to you. And whenever they ask, you'll give them too.
Yep.
It's also pretty safe in these areas because thieves get seriously punished by the community. Like in some cases, communities will literally burn the thief if they show
I mean-
any sign of change.
It makes sense. Shit, don't steal, nigga.
Rural mosquitoes are genuinely a different breed than the ones in the city. Like, they move with 10 times more confidence and 1,000 times more speed. They are so bad that they can
Ah, yeah,
literally
I'm
soar
bad.
through mosquito
Nigga, I'm from Arkansas, nigga. Arkansas got some badass mosquitoes, bro. It's insane, bro. Like down south, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, bro, they got badass mosquitoes, bro. Like, what the fuck?
just to get to you and need way stronger repellent for them to stay away. Many people think that living in a rural area means you're behind or not modern, but that's not true at all. Just because life in the village is different doesn't mean it's worse. In fact, rural life is often simpler, calmer, and more connected to nature. People in rural areas may not have all the tall buildings or the fast internet that the big cities do, but they do have something just as valuable. Strong community, fresh food, and a peaceful environment. Neighbors know each other, people share what they have, and families often grow their own food instead of buying everything. In the city, things move fast. Everyone is always busy, traffic is loud, and life can be stressful. But in the rural areas, life slows down a bit. You have time to enjoy the small things, sunsets, conversations, and family. We all are
Yeah,
human
that's
at the
facts
end of the
though.
day, and all
That's
face our
facts.
own challenges and struggles. And of course, we can't ignore one of the biggest challenges and struggles right now, rising prices. For more on that
Mm.
topic, watch the video on screen. Follow all my socials. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Hey, yeah, that was a pretty good video, man. Just learning about the life in rural Africa. One thing I will say, I definitely want to go to Africa. I want to experience Africa. I want to experience all of Africa. Some countries right now you can't travel to. But man, I really want to go to so many different countries in Africa. I want to go to Morocco. I don't care if they racist. Shit, I'ma still go. Just see different sites. Tunisia, Algeria, Carthage. I'm seeing all of it, man. Egypt, no doubt. I want to go to Sudan, but you know what's going on down there. Shit sad. I want to go to Nigeria, Ghana, Togo. Man, I want to go all over Africa, bro. But with that being said, if you like this video, please like it and subscribe so I can continue giving you guys these reaction videos. And I'll see you next time.